Hey guys, this is Jake from Sidor Media. We're doing another vocal preset. Today we're using StudioRack because I want to do a few presets within here with just Waves Gold. A few presets that kind of cover a few different genres that you can use as like your starting point and branch off from and start tweaking. First thing to remember about this is just don't slap it on and leave it. I know people who are probably using this are either new mix engineers who are just getting into it, or maybe rappers who just rap but they have Fruity Loops or something. Maybe they have Pro Tools and they want to easily put something on that could just give them some decent vocals that they can use, to throw the track up on SoundCloud or whatever. And that's cool, but you can't just throw it on there. You're going to watch out for your C4, your de-esser, and your C1. After you get these three set, then V2 you probably won't have to deal with recalibrating. But we'll talk about where these three plugins need to be hitting at. So anyway, with this type, we're going for just not a lot of effects going on. We also have a reverb and delay that I'll go over. These are also in the Waves Gold bundle, which is only $150, so it's a good pick of a bundle to first pick up when you're just getting into this, for what it gives you. So we're using Latrell James just because he has a bit of a Kendrick vibe. So we're using Latrell James as the example again. We're just going to do the vocals. The beat hasn't been mixed any. I tweaked it some and lowered it just so we can hear these vocals better. I'll go over to the plugin chain and then I'll go over to the macros. These guys right here. Let's do a before and after real quick.
I lost my cousin once the water whipping. Okay, he served his time and kid for all his children. Okay, he told me stay in school and not the prisons. Okay, and pick your pants up, you are not a nigga. Okay. My luck been running now. Peyton Manning had his ass a horseshoe. Kobe Bryant had Shaquille. Get yours now. I'm trying to warn you. I've been down, but don't fuss. Drown in the cup. Drown in my cup. This ain't E&J.
All right, guys. So you can hear the vocals got really in front of the beat. You get rid of the low end mud. And you add some presence, some top end, and some harmonics. First, we start with the Q10. We're just doing a basic cut around our frequencies, 250 and 500. That's where I find the boxiness builds up. And then the low cut to 137. This should give you a decent starting point. And then don't forget up top to your resonant frequencies. So the next one is the C4, and we're just trying to compress the high end and the low end. Our mid region, I'm really not affecting that much because you can kind of suffocate the vocal some, but I'll let you hear this. And this is one where you want to take your master threshold and set it so this range really isn't being affected. You set that right where it's just quivering just a bit every once in a while. Everything else should be good because these high end are kind of like a de-esser and taking out some of the harshness, and I'm boosting it just a bit so it's gonna add a bit of presence like an EQ.
I lost my cousin once the water whipping. Okay. Okay. He told me stay in school and not the prisons.
All right, so you can see the C4 just tightens everything up. So after that, we do the de-esser. We're just hitting those S's and trying just to, lower the volume on them a bit. Not to where it sounds like they have a lisp. So it's not going crazy, but it's getting those S's and everything out. So then on the I keep wanting to call it C4. The C1, you see these peaks here. This is what we're trying to clamp down. We're trying to get this lower. We did it a bit in the C4 already. So like if we recorded these vocals on another track, you would see this more leveled out, but our compressor is going to also be doing that. This compressor to C1. So we'll take a listen to that right now. General rule of thumb is 6 dB of gain reduction, so about halfway down. You know, we're a fast attack, fast release, so we're just hitting those peaks and then we're not compressing. We don't want to stay down there and start compressing everything. So just hit those peaks. Look about for 6 dB of gain reduction. So if you get those 3 dynamics set, your MV2 will be fine. We're going to make up the gain. We're going to make it up a lot on the MV2 on the Vitamin. So on our additive EQ, I'm doing a low cut again, and then just a bit of the low end, just making sure I'm cleaned up a bit more. And then I'm kind of doing a bit of the air and a little bit of presence. Not too much. You know, I kind of let the vocals speak for themselves. I really don't get crazy with the EQ on these type of vocals. We'll take a listen. So you can hear how it's cutting through even though it's still, the volume is still pretty low on it. So this is our first gain. It's going to bring about a lot of the volume just because we're compressing it. We're doing some upward compression. And that's just, you know, helping out, making everything audible in your face. And then the high level is just like a regular compressor, like a RVox. Don't have to set the attack, release, it does all of it. So let's listen to that. My cousin wants the water whipping, okay? He served his time and cared for all his children, okay? He told me stay in school and not the prisons, okay? And pick your pants up, you are not a nigga, okay? So we're almost there. You can hear the vocals, you know, having that radio type sound. And just the last thing, this is like the salt on the food, you know, sprinkle on top just to add that little flavor to it that it needs. And we're going to hear more audio gain in here. We're just adding some harmonics in the high end and the mids, and we'll listen to that right now. My cousin wants the water whipping, okay? He served his time and cared for all his children, okay? He told me stay in school and not the prisons, okay? And pick your pants up, you are not a nigga, okay? So let's go over the macros real quick. Just some knobs that you'll need. They're tied to our compressors. So this threshold is this one. Because like I said, you get this set for the most part. Everything else is going to line up. 6 dB of gain reduction. Look for that. And I wanted to do one for the master threshold, but you can't. Yeah, you can't. I don't know why. But, you know, really don't mess with these guys that much. Like I said, use this threshold. Get to where the green area, this node, isn't really working as much, and the other should just kind of line up in the right spots when that one's lined up correctly. And then the low level and the high level are for the MV2. So the high level is for your regular type of compression, and then the low level is for upward compression. And then I will just briefly talk about the two effects. And that is a delay and a reverb. The delay, I'm using H delay, and I'm just using a preset that's in here, rap vocal. Only thing I do is I take out the analog because it's stupid. And if you have your tempo set right, you know, it's a 1/8 note delay. But I would put it on so you can barely hear it. You know, it's more about like the energy it gives off to your ears. And then on the reverb, I'm just doing a play, the EQing on it. You know, we're just kind of going for that mid-range. And we're getting rid of the mud out of the EQ, and then like that harshness out of the EQ. Like I've talked about in the Reverb's tip video. It's able to do this in this plugin. A little bit of a pre-delay. And our time's at 2.5. That's what I usually stick around. And no early reflection. When you put on plate 1, you're going to have some early reflections. I just take that out. And then just blend it in for taste. With his reverb, you're not going to want much. The vocals are very dry sounding, but you still want just a bit of reverb. It kind of just meshes it with the beat. And that's really needed when you're going for a dry vocal, because you don't have any other effects added to kind of blend everything together. So the reverb has to do it all. It won't take much, but you got to make sure to use it. That is it on this preset, guys. I'm going to do this one. It's going to be for download on the website, like I've done before. And that is it. So go there, go to the website. I'll have a link. Join the Discord. I have a link down in the description for that. Come, let's talk about stuff. Let's help each other. And like, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. I appreciate the feedback that I've gotten from you guys already. But anyway, that's it. Have a good day.